Sanjay Sumbara to Shantideva Jujuban, the Dashi Tambe Juni Jini, Namo Laya Galuran, the Jiggy, Javonami, Ganam, Rowan, Jam, Tamje Gedo, Dagi, Judendo. Chabara Messenger of Jiggy, you and you are young about the Sanjay Homan, which is in the Yamavasa, the age of Tambe. Dida was saying, I'm very good on getting Bano, Gidela, Madame, and Sambara Shu. Saint Adambe, Chili. Good afternoon, everybody, good afternoon. Yeah, so now we are going to continue our discussion on Bodhicaryavatara. Which we started last year, and we have fewer people, than last year, and get fewer and fewer. And Gisela told me that there are few people are there. I said, if it is 2-3 people, we can do inside in my room. But he said, no, not 2-3, but a few people. But anyway, it is good because then we can discuss openly, and also it is difficult to digest the teachings like Bodhicaryavatara for everybody, So you need a lot of merit to digest this kind of teachings. And also, as you know, many of you, most of you know that it is very important when you practice Dharma, there are two important things, one at the beginning and the other at the end. So at the beginning, we have to have a good motivation. We have to start any kind of practice of Dharma with a good motivation. That is very important. So, cultivating your motivation, our motivation, that is that we have to do at the beginning, all the time. Even if you are lighting a lamp or a butter lamp or offering an incense or whatever you do, prostration or other reciting mantras or whatever you do, the first thing is that you should cultivate motivation. That is very important. So here we must think about it. Since we are supposed to practice Mahayana Buddha Dharma, Mahayana Buddha Dharma. So we even if we don't have, like me, we don't have bodhicitta yet within ourselves. So we, even though we don't have real bodhicitta within ourselves, we must think of bodhicitta, and we must cultivate bodhi mind within ourselves. That is very important. So for that you should know what is bodhicitta. So I believe all of you know what is bodhicitta, So you must think about bodhicitta. And for the sake of all sentient beings, you want to be enlightened, right? Fully enlightened. Or you want to become Buddha. For this, not for yourself, but for the sake of all sentient beings. That is bodhi mind, or wishing for Buddhahood. So that is bodhicitta. So that kind of attitude we should cultivate within ourselves. If you are practicing bodhicitta, then it is not easy. It will come automatically the thought will come in you. But if we are not practicing bodhicitta regularly, then we must, at this moment, we must think carefully, and you must be mindful in bodhicitta. And in order to get enlightened, then we have to practice bodhicitta way of life. So in order to be able to practice, get engaged into bodhicitta, bodhisattva way of life, then we must know what is bodhisattva way of life. So we are going to listen to the Bodhicaryavatara written by Bodhisattva Acharaya Shantideva. So we have already talked about Acharaya Shantideva, who was a great master and great Bodhisattva from Nalanda University. So we will discuss on his writing, Bodhicaryavatara. Bodhi is Bodhi, you know. The Charya means conductor, the way of life, or conductor of Bodhisattva. Conduct, that is Charya. So Avatara, how to get engaged into that way of life. That is Bodhicaryavatara, right? Okay, and that is the beginning of what you do. So at the end, what you do is dedication and prayer. And we make prayer. Make prayer means you make wishes. So dedicate means that you have accumulated merit listening to Bodhicaryavatara. So that merit you should dedicate. So these two things are at the end, you know, prayer and dedication. Okay? So that is also very important. If you don't dedicate it, then it can go waste. Your merit can go waste. It can be wasted. So therefore, dedication is very important. There are many ways to dedication. Like you might know this Jambe Pao Chita Chimpatan Kutu Sampoteyan Kishi Tidakunji Jesu Dalum Sigawa Didatum Jeratum. Do you know that? No. Oh, okay. So that normally we do that, but that is for the lay people like us, it is very important. You know, we don't know how to do prayer, how to do dedication properly. We don't know that. So we say, you know, as Manjushri knows how to do dedication, and Manjushri knows. And the Samantabhadra, the Bodhisattva Samantabhadra also knows, as Manjushri knows, how to dedicate, right? So I also wish follow their way of praying, or their way of dedicating. So as they dedicated, I also dedicate my merits in that way. So that wishing is dedication, because you don't know how to do. So as he did, I'm doing that. So in a way, you put your merit in his merit. That is like that is very good actually. Who don't know how to do it is very good, because it is similar. It is like a drop putting in the ocean. So when you put a drop in the ocean, and then that becomes as vast, your one drop becomes as vast as the ocean. It goes everywhere. So where is your drop? You cannot find it. It is mixed with the ocean. So you mix your tiny little merit into the ocean-like merit of Manjushri and Samantabhadra and so forth. So that is very good dedication. And then also we say Changzhou Senchou Rinpoche, Maje Panam Teju, you know that? You don't know. Changzhou Senchou Rinpoche, huh? Think like this. I mean, you know by heart. Nobody knows by heart Changzhou Senchou Rinpoche. Oh, you should know that. That's very important. So yes, Changzhou Senchou Rinpoche, the precious Buddhist mind. That is Changzhou Senchou Rinpoche. Maje Panam Teju, which are not yet born, may they be born, which are already born, bodhicitta, already born, already generated, then they increase infinitely. So that is the wish, that is the prayer, that is the dedication. So we dedicate our merit for that purpose. The Buddhist, precious Buddhist mind, which are not yet born, may they be born, which are already born, may they don't get deteriorated and increase infinitely. So that is the meaning of that verse, that sentences. So that is at the end, you should know that. And then I will suggest another thing after that. That is thinking of emptiness, shunyata, emptiness. So masam jeme shara paruchi. You know that? Majibinga namge mooni. It seems you don't know that either. So masam jeme shara paruchi. The Parjana Paramita. You know Parjana Paramita? You know Parjana Paramita? The perfect wisdom. That is called Parjana Paramita. Perfect wisdom. Parjana Paramita. Or that is perfect wisdom. The perfect wisdom is synonym for emptiness. The wisdom that realizes emptiness. That is called perfect wisdom. So which is inexpressible, unthinkable, masam jume, that cannot be explained in words. I mean, you can explain, but you cannot explain totally. You cannot explain as it is, like sugar, like candy. If there is someone who doesn't know the taste of candy, sweet candy, and then you eat it, then you say, this is very good. So how it tastes, the other person will ask, it's so sweet, it's so good, it's so nice. How sweet it is. No, it's sweet, it's very nice. How? Cannot explain. So it's just, we can say it is sweet, it's nice. But in order to understand fully, you have to taste it. Otherwise, you cannot feel it. So similarly, the wisdom, perfect, what was that? Perfect wisdom that cannot be expressed as it is fully, cannot think as it is fully. So it is inexpressible, unthinkable, inconceivable, whatever you say. So that is Masam Jume Sharama. Your merit, your bodhicitta, your positive actions, your negative actions, all phenomena are the ultimate nature of all phenomena like that. Machi miga namge mooni. That is, Machi means never born, unborn, never born. Miga means since it has never born, it cannot be ceased. So Machi, never born, Miga, never cease. And namge mo, in the nature of sky. In the nature of sky. And it is only enjoyed by the wisdom, that is wisdom meditation. And it is Tusum Javi Yumla Chatsaros. I pay homage, I prostrate, I pay homage, I bow down, whatever, to the mother of 3 times Buddha. That is the mother of 3 times Buddha. The perfection wisdom. Perfect wisdom is the mother of perfection wisdom is the mother of 3 Buddhas, So 3 Buddhas, past Buddha, present Buddha, and future Buddha. So that is very important. We must see. So at the end, after the dedication, we must meditate. We must recite these sentences and then think of the meaning of emptiness and then what you did during these 2 hours listening, thinking, cultivating body, mind, all these merits that you have accumulated, and you made a prayer, and you did a dedication. All these are ultimately in the nature of sky, in the nature of empty. So that is called, it is sealed. Your merit is sealed. Your merit is sealed. Your dedication is sealed. Your prayer is sealed by the meditating on emptiness. So then it becomes quite stable. There's a very little chance to go your merit wasted. Understand? To go your way. So that is very important. That's why I wanted to let you know this. So we will do beginning the cultivation of motivation that we already discussed, and at the end we will definitely do this dedication and meditate on emptiness. So if you know about emptiness, that's okay. If you have some kind of understanding, that is also okay. And if you maybe somebody may not have any kinds of understanding of emptiness, then it's very difficult how to think about the meaning of these last sentences. So you must meditate first. So you have to have certain amount of understanding, and that may not be the perfect understanding. That may not be the right understanding. That may be wrong understanding. But still you have a certain amount of understanding which is nearby the meaning of emptiness. So that you can carry on. So if you think on that, keep on thinking on that understanding, contemplate on that understanding, then your understanding will improve by itself. Because if you think one day, one time, or once in a while, and then you forget about it, then you will never improve. It is very important you think again and again and keep on thinking in a day 10 times, 5 times, at least 6 times. So you keep on thinking about that. Then your understanding will improve through your merit, through the blessings of your Guru, Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So all together, and then your understanding will improve. And if you keep on practicing in that way, then realizing emptiness is not very far from you. So what we do, sometimes when we get together, then we do 1 hour, 2 hours meditation or prayers, recite mantras, and then after that, maybe for another month or 2, we forget totally. We do nothing about we don't practice anything for another 2 months, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, and then you never improve. You forget what you have learned, and then on top of that, we do a lot of bad actions, and that is quite natural. We have been doing it since long, beginner's time, so we are very familiar with that. So it is easy for us to get engaged into bad actions. It's very easy for us. So Dharma actions is very difficult because we are not familiar with that. It is not your fault, but we didn't get the chance to be familiar with them. So we have difficulty. So now we have to make ourselves get closer to that kind of action. For that we have to think again and again, remind ourselves again and again. That is very important. Okay. So while we recite at the end these sentences, then for example, in the nature of sky, what they say. You remember just now? I said in the nature of sky. So that means, when you look inwards, outwards, if you first time you look outwards, then you see many colorful things, many different things, different in size, different in colors. So the outer world, external world is so colorful, right? So it is difficult to think there in the nature of sky. So you look inwards and try to concentrate on inwards. And then you look at your mind, consciousness, your mind, how it looks. When you look into it, then you don't get you don't find something inside. How is your mind? Mind is working, thinking, never stops. But how is the mind? What is the nature? What is the shape? What is the color? How it looks? And then you don't find. And then if you don't find the mind, it dissolves some kind of. It dissolves. There's nothing you can find. There's nothing you can find. Then you try to rest your mind on that. You try to abide your mind on that awareness. You try to abide your mind on that awareness. And that is some kind of empty feeling, peaceful feeling. Also, this is very good meditation for the releasing tension. When you have tension, when you are depressed, whatever, then you can do this breathing exercise. Breathing exercise is just to calm down yourself. When you calm down, then you can go in. When you go in, then you can look at your mind, analyze your mind, about your mind. And then you can even further you will be peaceful, more peaceful. Then you let your mind abide on it, rest on it. So that is very peaceful. It might not be the real understanding of emptiness, but at least temporary, like painkiller. It is not the treatment, it is not the cure, but it relieves your pain. So it's a very good meditation. It is very good for releasing your tension, and at the same time you are thinking about emptiness. So perfection wisdom. Whenever you think about perfection wisdom, you are accumulating huge amount of merit. Even though you don't get the real understanding, still your mind is slightly bent towards perfection wisdom. That itself is a big merit. Okay, so that is very important at the end. So when we stop our discussion, we will be going to do this, and then you also, everybody, all of us will remain in that meditation for a minute or so. And that is also sealing your merit, because if you don't make sure that your valuables are in proper locker and it is properly locked, otherwise it can be stolen. It can be stolen. Similarly, our merits, if we don't seal it properly, then it will come later in the book also. It can be destroyed. Our merits can be destroyed by strong bad emotions. Yeah, because strong bad actions. So the bad actions and bad emotions, if they are very strong, they have the power to destroy our positive actions and positive emotions. So to save from that kind of thief, that kind of enemy, we have to seal it, and this is the best way to seal our merit. So normally, when you sealed your merit with this method, then most of your merits are safe. It will not be destroyed. Even if you get negative emotions, even if you get engaged into negative actions, so that those actions, because the most powerful missile to destroy our negative emotions, that is only perfection wisdom. So only perfection wisdom is the best missile to destroy our bad emotions. Bodhicitta directly cannot attack our bad emotions. So that particularly the root of the bad emotions. To destroy the root of the bad emotions, you need this tool to destroy, the perfection wisdom tool to destroy. So other bodhicitta mind, bodhicitta great compassion, all these positive actions are great, wonderful, but it can only make that tool, that missile more powerful, but it can not directly attack our bad emotions. Okay, you understand? So that is very important to understand, and then we will do that. Okay, now with our good motivation, bodhicitta mind, we will go into the book. So last year we discussed this. We are still in the first chapter, and the first chapter. You have books. Which books you have? The first chapter is the praising of Buddhism. And the first chapter is I'm sorry, I should have prepared earlier. The praise of the awakening mind, that is praising of the Bodhicitta, right? So the first chapter. Then we were at the 19th verse, I believe. For that, from which book you have? This one, right? Same, yeah. That is the same. You have different book. This is, according to this, is the 19th, right? But this is not the 19th. No. Huh? Same.
Yep. From that time came right? And then 19 just other one from that moment
Huh?
on. He goes off.
It's not the same because from that moment on, okay, from that time hence, okay, it's the same, all right. So from that moment on means, you know, when you generated bodhicitta, and then from that onwards, even if you sleep, even if you are asleep, or your mind is distracted, towards our external world, still you are accumulating merit. From that moment on, though he may doze off or be distracted many times, uninterrupted streams of merit like the bursting sky continuously poured forth. Okay? And here, from that time hence, even while asleep or unconcerned, a force of merit equal to the sky will perpetually ensue. Right? So anyway, from because you know from that onwards, when you have bodhicitta, that means you are totally dedicated for the sake of all sentient beings. You see, your mind, your body, your speech, everything you have, that is for you have already dedicated for others. So whatever you do, that becomes for the benefit of others. So you are creating merit. It's an automatic generation. You keep on generating merit, right? So that's why even while you are asleep or unconcerned, distracted, whatever.